Greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is Tyra Omilade, your Goddess Guru, your sister friend. And y'all know I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess centered lifestyle. Today is all about being gutsy. We're dedicating this live stream to Tina Turner and to a couple of my friends whose moms have passed in the last week. Let's do this. Okay. Justin, my little Tina Turner. How are you doing out there, goddesses? Grand Rising, how are you, Queen Ocean Kimmy? Hello, how are you, Queen Felicia? Welcome. Yes, what are you bringing in? What are you bringing in? I have my Gutsy mug, drinking water. Greetings, Aliacia. How are you, Queen? Wealth Rising, Keita May. How are you? Hi, gorgeous Courtney. Glad you are here. Grand Rising, Shannon. Yes. Another day we are here in the space-time continuum. What we going to do with it, y'all? What we going to do with it? Give thanks. Okay. All right, Queens. Wow. I don't know why I thought I saw in here. Oh, yes. I was going to say, I thought I saw Ellen. I missed it. Okay. Hey, Queen. How are you, Ellen? Welcome, welcome. Okay. Let's see here. Has anyone else joined in? Yes, yes. Wow. You know, it's just been a steady streams of souls going to back to ancestral realm. It's humbling. It's awe-inspiring. You know, it's so much celebration when a baby comes here. And it's just challenging, you know. It's this space-time continuum is it may be a holographic projection. You know, when we're here, we get to learn how to master it. But one thing is for sure, this reality is in consciousness, it's very real. And it part of the way we get anchored here is through attachments. And so when it's time for somebody to go back to ancestral world, it feels extremely challenging. And then, you know, when we have those moments where we have a loved one who doesn't go fast, they go slowly. Like when my mother with cancer, my mother-in-law with cancer, even my father-in-law was a slow decline. Once that window gets open, that portal gets open, for me, it feels as special as when a baby is coming. It's very potent energy, and it's special when that soul is being, you know, ushered back to our true home, you know? And yesterday, I just remember thinking, it was like, am I in another dimension? I actually thought, I feel like I'm going crazy because I was like, I thought yesterday was today. I kept thinking I was missing stuff. Was convinced that my whole neighborhood had forgotten to put their trash out because our trash day is Thursday. And I'm like, So nobody's gonna put their trash out today. I'm like, really? Like, what is going on with my neighbors? We are like clockwork. We put our trash out and and I just kept thinking, what else was I thinking? I just kept thinking yesterday was Thursday. And finally, I thought, "Am I going through an initiation? I feel crazy." And I literally got kind of scared. Like, is this is am I starting to get dementia? Like, what is happening? And then I found out Queen Tina Turner went on home. But this window has been open wide. I have two friends whose moms have transitioned this week. Um, Not to mention so many other people that we know, icons have what was it, Jim Brown, I think it was, and then Harry Belafonte. It's probably been others. It seems like there was I don't want to quote because I don't know. I see news headlines all the time, but we know there's been some icons and then a lot of people with family members who have transitioned. It feels almost odd, but I guess these eclipses and this the part of the eclipse that's in Scorpio is um, the part that's about releasing and letting go. It feels like when Mars was going across a particular point in the chart. This was like around 2018, 19, something like that. And it was just like weird kind of deaths. That chef died. It was like when Mars was there, it was in Capricorn at the time. It was this big time chef and some lady. They died. I know maybe suicide or something. I can't remember. And then I knew a couple who it was some stuff that went down. It was just like, oh my gosh. Woo. So right now, the focus, I think, is we have to find a way just to keep ourselves anchored in stability, being present to what we are experiencing. And some people may be completely and totally blissed out and happy. And if you are so fortunate, and we are seeking to head in that direction. And it's no shade. Stay happy. We have this thing when people are happy and we're not happy, it makes it, they become irritating. But my thing is, it's less of an irritation when the happy people aren't trying to make the people who don't feel happy happy. Like, no, there should be no guilt tripping going either way. If you're happy, then be happy. Don't be feeling like, well, maybe I should feel bad. That makes me crazy. Maybe I should feel bad because everybody else feels bad. Why? No, you be happy. Okay. Because everybody's day of feeling not happy is coming. So when you have those moments of feeling happy, embrace it. And then when you have those moments where you don't feel exactly happy and excited about everything, embrace it. It's all beautiful. It's all beautiful. It's all a part about a part of being here in the space-time continuum. But doesn't matter if you're blissed out right now, if you're just okay, or if you're struggling. We all have to develop practices that help to keep us centered and anchored. ANCHORED. And so, right now, what I'm focused on is equanimity, which is about having a stability within ourselves that allows us to be present to what is without collapsing, without panicking. Because, women we're programmed to want to be safe. And part of that is because we give birth to the babies. And so we just have like this high safety mechanism inside of us because it's our responsibility. When we think about evolutionary wise, women are programmed to protect the child. And so it just goes into all of our lives, in every area, we will seek stability. And so it's easy for us to notice things when things aren't positive, or they feel unsafe, they seem chaotic, or if things seem to be what's the other word I want to use, yeah, those. And so it'll heighten us in what a mindfulness practice called equanimity will help with is holding that stability, and it has a lot of trust in it, and just being present to the moment. And I remember at some point, I think it was Wayne Dyer who talked about just be in this moment. Okay, I survived this moment. Oh, I survived this next moment. Okay. It's kind of like, let me just be present and aware right here, right now. Like, am I in imminent danger right now? If I'm not, then it's like, let me just not be doing the panicky thing. Let me just be present. I don't have to feel happy or excited, but at least I can just maybe take a few deep breaths and recognize that, okay, what do I have control over and what don't I have control over? And maybe that shift will help me to go, in a direction of, because sometimes when it's things happening that we don't like, we feel like we don't have control. But is that really true? Is it absolutely true you have no control? Maybe I have no control over the debt ceiling, but I have control over my reaction to what they're doing. I have control over, my own life. Let me do something about that. And that will put us in a more resource state. That's really, to me, what this time is about for us, is learning how to make sure we keep ourselves resourced, and that we don't get so tapped that, we start getting sick, we start falling into depression where we can't function properly. The things we say are important to us. First thing that we do is let go of all of our dreams. It's like, I'm not going to work on nothing that's good for me. We go down a path of being safe to the point where it doesn't benefit us. It actually hurts us, right? So that's what I want to focus on today, is helping us to just share. If you have something going on, please share it in the comments. I'm going to look at those in a moment. And we're going to do an equanimity practice. And I really liked when I pulled up A Happy Pocket Full of Money. I like that. And we might actually also look at Tina Turner's chart. I thought right before I came on, I was like, oh, yeah, maybe we can look at her chart and just kind of remember her that way. Okay, let's see here. Good morning. I'm currently on my nebula. Oh, okay. I hope you feel better. Last night was a bit rough. Better this morning with my emotions. Yeah, Keita May is one who's had quite a bit of loss in her family. So if y'all would send her some love. Yeah, sending you some love. Yeah. Thank y'all. Beautiful. Okay. Hey, Bliss. How are you? Welcome. Hey, Natasha. How are you? Let me make sure I'm getting everybody. Yeah, this energy has been the roughest in a few years for me. Oh, I send you lots of hugs. Yeah. And it doesn't even matter. Like, for some people, it's just an internal thing. For some people, they literally are scratching, clawing, and trying to survive in their life in some kind of way, in their health. Who knows what it is? Everyone potentially could be struggling. So, yeah. Sore nose. Oh, sending you hugs. Yep, that sounds so Geminian. Sneezing, stuff going on like that. Sending you lots of healing energy, Natasha. Bonjour. How are you, Diza? Oh, where's the exit? A lot of us are doing that, Queen. Hey, Jasmine, how are you? Okay, listening but working. Got it. Oh, thank you. Thank you for doing that, Aliacia. Oh, okay. See, it's a lot of people that's been, whoo, a lot of people. My heart goes out to you, Bliss. These many people around me, close or not, are dealing with tough health issues. Yeah, I'm so happy that I just decided to go on ahead and be true to myself and say that I didn't think 2023 was going to be the easiest year, but I do think 2024 will be better, but we got to get through 2023. And so in my mind, 2023 is about um, learning equanimity, learning how to be with each moment. And the spiritual practices come in with learning to be present to each moment through every day. I'm going to wake up and journal, I'm going to tap, or I'm going to do my meditation, mindfulness. I'm going to go on my mindful walk. I'm going to exercise, I'm going to drink more water. I'm going to do some art. It's whatever it is that we need to do that feeds and nourishes our soul, but also that taps us into this higher presence, this higher wisdom, is going to benefit us all moving forward. We're going to be better as a result of these challenging times. That's just how I see it. Okay, good. New position at work. Congratulations. Congratulations, Ocean Kimmy, on your new position. Diza, I'm seeing changes in my life. They look small for now, most of them, but some are scary. Yeah, we got to go into that scary area. Love that. Love that, Diza. Akita May, I love you. Foraging, baby. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Miss Taurus. Okay. So yeah, let's go on ahead and let's do our mindfulness practice first. I want to do an equanimity practice. And then we're going to move on with the more mental, chatty fun. Everyone, oh, let me show y'all my gutsy, because Tina Turner was gutsy. I don't know a lot about my one friend's mom. It sounds like she was a sweet lady, Stacy's mom, but um, Sandy's mom, gutsy. May we all be gutsy. Cheers. This is from a program I was in called The Gutsy Boss, or I'm still in it actually, or the different things I'm in there. Okay, so let's just go on ahead and talk a little bit about equanimity. So just again, we're going to go on ahead and get into our mindfulness practice. And I just want to remind you, equanimity is the quality. So this is what we're cultivating. It's a quality of remaining grounded and stable in the midst of your experience. When you notice suffering, you respond with compassion. You don't get knocked off balanced, get knocked off balance by the unexpected. Okay? So, with equanimity practices, you cultivate a state of mind that is both grounded and flexible. That is what I want y'all to really feel those words. Grounded, flexible. This is what we desire with this practice, or with this quality that we're cultivating in us. And we are grounded and flexible, especially in the midst of intense emotional experiences. So let's just go on ahead and let's cultivate equanimity. So if you would just take a deep breath, long, slow, deep breath out. Feel yourself grounding into your body. And if you're ready, you can go on ahead and close your eyes. Feel your shoulders drop. And just bring your awareness into this now moment. Notice the sounds, the feelings in the body. Notice your overall mental state. Just allowing yourself to take in the room that you're in, sounds perhaps that you hear, tuning into this now moment and all that it holds for you. And so, as we practice, we always remember that to be human is to have a wandering mind. Mindfulness is never about emptying the mind. It is about being present to what is there. And so, just as your thoughts come and go, notice when something comes up where you get knocked off balance. Maybe a certain sound in the room that you're in. Maybe it's a thought or a feeling in the body. Anything that feels charged, pulling pulling you from your calm state of mind. And as you recognize these moments, thoughts, feelings, pictures that throw you, are you able to just be present to them without feeling a need to do anything, without a need to feel like anything needs to be different? Just being present where you feel pulled in one direction or the other. Can you just take a deep breath and be present to whatever is there? And part of presence is just feeling yourself in your body. Remember, it's about being grounded. Just staying grounded in your body. Maybe, again, tuning into the breath as you hold whatever this is in front of you. Or maybe it floats away and something else comes that throws you a bit. Just reminding yourself that in this moment, everything is okay. If you're watching this, everything in this moment is okay. You can just take a deep breath in, remaining present, non judgmental, offering compassion to yourself or maybe to whatever that troubling thought or feeling is. Offering care and concern for yourself. Recognizing that this is what it means to be human. Continuing with that breath. And so now bring to mind someone you care about deeply. And just connect with your intention to care for this person. And recognize that although you may care for this person, you cannot control their happiness. And just offer a few phrases of equanimity. Just silently in your mind say to them, may you be happy. May you be in charge of your happiness. Your happiness and your life is dependent upon your actions, not my wishes for you. I trust your higher self to take better care of you than I can. I trust your higher self to take better care of you than I can. I'm taking some deep breaths and just being present too, without needing anything to change. Just really drilling down into the truth that we all are being taken care of moment by moment. And we don't always know the full story behind someone's experience in life. And sometimes the best thing we can offer them is presence and a deep, deep trust that the universe will beautifully care for them, no matter what we think may be wrong with them or with their lives. There is a powerful force in the universe that created all of manifest reality. Surely we can trust that this person will be taken care of too by this beautiful, intelligent, loving force. Inhale and exhale and try to find someone who is currently experiencing some pain or suffering. And just connect with your intention to care, but remain stable. Stability is just being present, taking those deep breaths, being connected with the now moment, even if that means just moving your body around and feeling connected to your own Mother Earth, your personal Mother Earth. And offer these phrases of compassion and equanimity. May you be free from suffering. May you take action to care for your pain. Your freedom is dependent upon your actions and not my wish for you. Your freedom is dependent upon your actions and not my wishes for you. I trust you and your higher self with your life. And finally, bring to mind someone in your life who has had some joy or success recently. And offer a few phrases of appreciative joy, staying connected to your equanimity. May your joy continue. May you be in charge of your joy. Your joy is in your hands and is not dependent upon my wishes for you. I'm just being happy for this person and offering love and just being present to their joy, to their success. And taking a deep breath in as we begin to come to a close in this practice. Just recognize that your happiness is in your own hands. your freedom, your care, your concern for you, all in your hands. We give thanks for recognizing the power within to take care of ourselves, the power that we have over our own lives. This is a true path to cultivating equanimity, making sure that you are a good stewardess of what you actually do have control over. Just be proud of your effort in practicing today, encouraging happiness for yourself and others, care and concern for yourself and others. Taking a deep breath in, maybe beginning to move your body. Stretching. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay. Whew. I really needed that because I'm telling you, I have been stressed thinking about other people. Mm. Glad to hear that, Diza. Yeah. I can sense that we all are, not all, but a lot of people are concerned about other people. And that's why I thought, you know what, we need this. It feels like a lot's coming at us. And being in the information age, it can make it, we just hear so much so quickly. And it can feel unsafe. And we just have to remind ourselves, is it really unsafe? Or am I, am I just getting a lot of news that I heard someone say, evolutionary wise, we were not designed to take in the amount of information that we take in day to day. I think that's why I'm such a big proponent of longer videos and reading books or listening to books, listening to things that make you have to really stretch your focus. That to me is healthier than just sound biting, just taking in and consuming and consuming and consuming. And yeah. Oh, glad to hear that, Aliasia. Good. Hello. Good. Yeah. Well. Okay. So I think, just with that, I want to go into the happy pocket full of money. I think it's just a really good segue over into that. Oh, yes. I had to get on my son this morning, which really threw my day off. Yep. He graduated and lost his mind. They always gonna try us. They always gonna try us. Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, yes. Yep. Yep. I don't know what happened in Rwanda. I have been unplugged, but I will definitely we send light and love whatever's going on. I can imagine something's up. Um, yeah. So let's go on ahead and talk about a happy pocket full of money. I have the right version right now. And so we've been talking about like what words. Let me go back up to the chapter we're on, thinking and speaking, the instructions of and for life. So that's where we are. It says you are never denied answers to your questions. And that's why when I saw that, I was like, Yeah, this is where we're supposed to be today. This is where we're supposed to be today. You are never denied answers to your questions. Whatever questions you ask believingly and earnestly will be answered exactly, no more, no less. And I've heard people say one of the most important keys to success, and for me, success is not just about worldly success. For me, success is, I don't know, I'm just success oriented. So maybe there's another word you want to use because I don't want to trigger people, but just use whatever word, achievement. When you want to find that you are manifesting consistently, a lot of it is based on what questions you ask. And I used to didn't get that when I initially entered into the online business space. And then I was like, oh, I get this. Hold on, y'all. I need to put my microphone, prop it up. Let me know if my voice changes and it goes statically because I think I need to get a new cord. Um, but now understand, like when we are starting our businesses, you can tell some of the new people will ask questions like, should I use this platform or should I use that platform? Or you might hear new people ask, tell me the exact thing I'm supposed to do when it comes to, let's say, launching their product or something like that. And once I got more experience, I began to realize that the like when we're new, it's more of like the better questions to ask are, what's the approach to having business? It's not strategy, it's more of like, who do I need to be in order to have this business? And or now that I'm more mature in my business, a question I might would ask is, like, what is it might be something like, I'm having this strategy. Oh, I know one that happened. I went and got coached a couple of years ago, and I was like, I really don't want to have to set up a webinar. It's all this strategy about how you're supposed to do business and stuff. And I was like, I don't want to do all this strategy. I just want to go on my YouTube channel, and that's where I want to launch. I don't want to have to try to get people to sign up and then get them into a webinar. And so, I'm looking for feedback on that. And that's when my coach gave me like some amazing feedback. It's just different questions that you ask that really get you, like the questions that you ask is really going to help to determine where you're headed. And I think that's why I'm trying to say, if we can ask questions that might be more like on philosophy and what is the belief system, when we begin to embody that, then it's sort of like we naturally know what to do, whether it's business or something else, right? Um, so we want to begin to ask certain kinds of questions. I guess in spirituality, when I think about questions, it's like if we're talking about Oshun, well, what do I need to do to work with Oshun? Might be a question that it's like I'm giving you a formula. It may not be what's exactly going to work for you versus, and they're looking for like specific rituals, specific things to do versus, um, you know, I would like to go deeper with this energy of Oshun within me. And so, a question that I might ask would be, I had this experience and I just want, I'm wondering, well, like, what is this? How is this connecting me to Oshun? Or what is the message that Oshun has in this for me? I hope I'm making sense. I hadn't really planned on talking about this, but tell me if y'all are vibing or what are you taking from what I am saying? Mm-mm. Hey, still learning. Welcome. Okay, thank you. Okay, so if you earnestly and believingly seek and ask how to earn $1 million, the universe will conspire to bring you the knowledge, tools, people, and events to give you the answer. If you ask how to earn $1 billion, you will also get answers worthy of that amount. Einstein was not born with a mathematics and physics genius. He simply asked the right questions believingly. So the word believingly is also really important. Believingly. Because I can tell y'all, I can tell people exactly what to do, either in business or in spirituality. But if that believingly isn't in there, then they will ask me 200 times again, or I will watch them walk away. Well, in internet world, walk away, um, and full of doubt. Like, maybe I believe that what you're saying is true. Maybe I don't. I see it regularly. So it has to be believingly. The universe works by perfect law that never once errs nor favors particular people. I think this is one that I would like to not only highlight, but I'm going to draw a line under it, because for people of color, I think that this is extremely important, even for women in general, for differently abled people, LGBTQIA, anyone who is marginalized or feels marginalized. We're not going to say is, because we're taking our power back, and folks can think they're marginalizing us, but we're not having it. All right. So and I'm just saying that because I'm like, no, we're gonna start telling ourselves a different story. We're not marginalized. They think they are, but we're all powerful beings. And I may have to navigate this system, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna bow down to it. No, sir, no, ma'am. So the universe works by perfect law that never once errs nor favors particular people. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Very good. Oh, out loud. Okay. You must ask the right questions that resonate with you. Yes. And you'll find eventually, you'll think, no, there's no question. There's a way to ask questions, because sometimes I think this is the other thing that I notice is sometimes the more we begin to just really get deep into presence and connecting with the universe, because I think that's how I'm seeing the questions. There's a way to ask a question where you think the answer lies outside of you. And then there's a way to ask a question where it is truly you're taking what is being handed to you and you're bringing it in you, so that you can, like the way I do it is when I listen to people, I chew on it, and then I allow my Ori, my higher self, my inner goddess, to integrate it. It'll get rid of whatever I don't need and it'll integrate what I do need. There's two different ways of asking questions. And I find that when people are more trusting of themselves and um, understanding that the ultimate answer is actually going to come from within, they actually don't ask very many questions. That it when it's answered, they give very little feedback. They don't talk about it much. They just take it in, and it's like my soul. Hold on one second. Let me make sure. I had to make sure my husband wasn't texting me. We take it in, and or they take it in, and it's just like, thank you. And the universe now, because just like what he said, the universe is going to bring you your answers. It will be answered. Exactly. It's going to bring it to you. Okay. So these are things to be thinking about. I'm believing I will have my land financed and sacred. That's beautiful. I love that. I ask daily in my morning routine to have clarity in my purpose, in my path, and the synchronous flow I get keeps me believing. I love that. I don't often ask questions. When I do, it's not in vain. Yes. Yes. So, inquiry and asking questions is a very powerful spiritual tool. That's one of the things that I'm going to say. Now, look at this. I didn't even know I was going to say this. Okay. So, but the universe does not pick and choose who gets what. We say, oh, I can't have this because I'm filling that blank, whatever that is for you. But is that really true? And according to higher law, and I say test it, don't believe me, test it. The universe works by perfect law. that never once errs nor favors particular people. Okay, so we all need to be open to the universe. You're going to be working for me just like you working for everybody else out there. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. So once you understand the universe's deep, complex, yet simple rules that are perfectly balanced, you cannot fail to succeed predictably. It was things like this from this book that this is why this book has been so powerful for me. Once you understand the universe's deep, complex, yet simple rules that are perfectly balanced, you cannot fail to succeed predictably. Predictably. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I want to speak to this. I want us to test this out. I do believe the answer sometimes takes its own sweet time. And sometimes I think it takes its own sweet time because there's something inside of me that think about, I think about nerves, and there's these receptors. There's also receptors for things like hormones. And if something is wrong with that receptor, it's not going to receive whatever the message the neuron is bringing from one place to the next. Let's say the neuron is traveling to give the brain a message. If there's something wrong with the receptors, the neuron is not going to be able to get the message across to the next one and keep it going up. Or, I remember hearing about sometimes different receptors for, like for instance, melatonin. If you take melatonin out of a bottle too much, then the receptors that would be there for your natural melatonin, it's going to turn it off. It's like I don't have to do a whole lot, something like that. Y'all get what I'm saying? And I see it no differently for the answer. If in me I ask a question, then is there some place inside of me that can receive the answer? um and then the other thing that I think is ingenious is, okay, I'm going to create a system with the universe to let me know, how do I know I've gotten the answer? And, and I will say a lot of times when we ask the question, if we're not relaxed, if it's like, no, the universe got to give me an answer today. Now, sometimes we do need a quick answer. Don't get me wrong. There's sometimes I'm like, need my answer. But oftentimes we're asking a question and we're not in a rush. And it's like, okay, now I ask the question and I tell my subconscious mind, be looking for it, even if I'm not consciously looking for it. Because we have to remember, we are working with our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. Most people only work with their conscious mind and just let the subconscious mind kind of like, they're not super engaged with it. It's just kind of doing its own thing. But when we say to ourselves, okay, I asked the question, I'm looking for it, I'm aware, I'm attuned. So subconscious mind, when you see it, ping me, okay, in my conscious mind, and then I'm going to stop, right? How many times does that happen for us? We asked the question, it wasn't super serious, or we weren't super pressed to get the answer. And we just say, well, whenever I get it, I'll just get it. I'm just here to receive it. And then next thing you know, you get a phone call or you see something online, and it's like the answer is embedded in, the advertisement or whatever. Or you go look at somebody's Facebook post or some post online, or, you're out driving and you see a sign, or you see a bird, and that bird, the name of the bird like pings the answer for you. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, the ability to get the answer, a lot of it has to do with how receptive we are. Thank you for bringing that up, Deezer. That's really good. Universal laws for the win. Okay, you said it. I wanted to say, just like what you just said, sometimes we ain't ready for the answer. We ask a question, we don't really want the answer. We're just not ready. Not bad people, just not ready. Beautiful. Still learning. I've been through so much and seen so much now, and only after do these things make a lick of sense. That's a good point. It's kind of uncanny. I'm not saying one has to suffer or anything, but experience helps. This is life. Yes. Divine order. Wow. Ah, okay. Sandy, it can be hard to surrender, so to speak, but once you do, it flows better. The answers. Yes, Sandy is one of the ones. Sandy, let me just go here. I dedicated today's live stream to your mom. She's one of the ladies, along with Tina Turner, because they're gutsy. My heart and love go out to you, Queen. Okay. Yeah, Sandy is, and she's on YouTube. I mean Facebook, so y'all can't see her here. But where am I? Sandy's mom passed in the last week. Yeah, sometimes the answer approach and we're not ready. Okay, I'm glad y'all get it. I'm so I don't like beating people up. That is so true. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. Okay. Let me do one more thing. It's sort of like I have to be able to see my screen, and when I do certain things, I can't see it. Okay. Whenever you see chaos and unpredictability in the universe. So look at this. I didn't even know it said this, because this is why I was like, we need to focus on equanimity. Whenever you see chaos and unpredictability in the universe, you are simply seeing something that you do not yet understand, but something that is organized and predictable by certain laws. Honey, can we say 2020? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I find that to be true. That is a very comforting thought. I think it warrants having not only highlights, but getting a line under it. Um, yeah, whenever you see chaos and unpredictability in the universe, you're simply seeing something that you do not yet understand. And that's why I said in the practice, I don't know why people who I love suffer. They may not understand the fullness of my suffering. We're not in their bodies, we're not in their lived experience. We don't know their charts, we don't know their destiny. And so, we've kind of been made to feel responsible for everybody, especially as women. And so, um, equanimity allows us to care and be compassionate, but by the same token, it's like I need to figure out really what is my responsibility, if anything, instead of just always just automatically assuming I'm responsible for everything and everybody where something went wrong. That's a lie, and the devil and the devil is a lie, and the truth ain't in it. Okay. So we can often, and what 2020 taught me is that, because I thought this is going to hell in a handbasket, this whole earth. I'm like, this is bad. This is really bad for any different of reasons. It was so much that happened in 2020. So I'm not talking about just one thing. It was just the whole kit and caboodle of all of those astrological returns that happened that brought an ending and then a new beginning. And I started thinking, you know what? I thought this was like the worst thing that could happen, but it looks like the universe is pulling out something like a win. Something is working in favor. I know it was a lot of, death that year, but there was also a lot of things that worked out. And I think we're still in the midst of seeing some things play out from 2020, that it looked bad, but was it really bad? It's kind of like, wow, like if I really think back 10 years or even think back to 2007, 2008 with the the economic crash that happened then, half of us don't even think about that time at this point. Maybe some of us do, but a lot of us we don't remember exactly what it felt like, because I remember thinking this is it, like, and I didn't really understand what was going on at the time. I was just too much in the throes of motherhood. I didn't realize how off things were, but I could feel it. I saw all these houses in my neighborhood that were going into foreclosure, and I had friends' homes taken from them by the bank. It was like stressful, right? My own family had its challenges, and I remember afterwards, I was like, wow, that helped me to get a reset in some kind of way. And I'm like, so why can't I trust that the moment that I'm in right now will be taken care of by the universe? Just like, oh, I'm 53. Do I not realize that the earth is how old? The universe is how old, and has been taken well care of without me being here commanding what should and should not happen. I don't It's not my responsibility. It's my responsibility to be in charge of what I have agency over, to be a sovereign being in my own life. And what I'm supposed to do for somebody else, I'm going to do for them. But more than anything, the majority of us, we just need to be for other people. We just need to be present. We need to um, trust, be present to the power that lies within them. We can offer compassion. I think that a huge part of the struggles that we see people in comes from lack of compassion, lack of um, somebody caring about them. And that's easy to do. I can care about you. I can offer you compassion. I can be present. Most people are like, nobody listens to me. No one has really witnessed that's why we love circle so much. Because when we come in a circle, you get your time to just be like, okay, I get to share what I want to share. During the times when we're sharing, we get to share and be witnessed and held by others. That doesn't all the time require me using my body. Sometimes there's people who we're witnessing and holding, and we have never spoken to them or met them, but we witness their suffering. And so I can offer my heart. I can offer my care, my concern. I can make a statement on their behalf. I trust that they are whatever it is that they need. This is my wish for them. Because some people who we see who are suffering, like I hear people who've been homeless, they'll be like, no, the homelessness was not about money. It was about something inside of me. And they needed that time on the street. And when it's no longer, they don't need it anymore, they come off. It's been how many people been homeless? It's not hard to find people who were once homeless and then they were like, I'm done. I don't need to be here anymore. Right. So to just be present and trust the universe. And if there's something I'm supposed to do, like I'm gonna give food to the food pantries, just who I am. And trust that people who need food, they're gonna get to that food pantry and get them something to eat, right? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. What did Jesus say? I'm finding myself connecting more to other women online than ever before. And they're saying they're glad they found me. Oh, that is incredible. Thank you. Yes, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. Thank you, big sis. Yes, if y'all would go on ahead, help the video out. It really does help the video out the channel out when we get all the love with the thumbs and the subs, the subscribes. Ah. See, I think present is a state of being that is not attached to anything. So present and attachment can make you feel. This is a very good point, Kita made. Very, very good point. Present without attachment, without expecting anything in return. Because for me, I would be present to why am I feeling like I need to, be caring about this person in order to get, and trust me, I'm here. I'm dealing with this very thing. I'm being present to people, but it's not being reciprocated. Well, I need to be present to that, not to them not giving back to me. This is my thought, Kita May. or anyone else who's dealing with this. You get to choose how you want to think. But presence is being right here and right now. Presence has no agenda. It has no expectancy. So being thoughtful or being present to what's going on with somebody, but it's like I feel like I need to do something, or if it feels transactional, and that's not a judgment in any way, that's something a little bit different from what I'm talking about. Because I can be present and 100% to what is going on. This person is suffering, or I can be present to whatever's going on with this person. I actually may not do anything about it, but it's like, okay, I see they're suffering. Yeah, I see it hurts. I can't stop it. I can't do anything about it. I have no sovereignty. I have no agency over that person. But, I'm going to pray, like when I was watching my husband take care of his father last year, I had no say so. I knew not to offer any suggestions. My biggest thing was when he comes home, I'm all like focused. If he wants me to cook for him, I got something to cook for him, or I have some snacks. It was like I did everything I could to be a soft place for him to fall. I couldn't say, man, this is like looking kind of dangerous. You're very stressed. You're working full time, taking care of your dad who requires full time care. Um, but I just was present, and I would come in, light my candles. I would say my prayers, and I just had to trust that's his life, that he and his dad, this is between them. I have nothing to do with it. And just be present and at peace. That's why I said in the mindfulness practice, I trust your Ori to take better care of you than I can. That's something I came up with a few years back. I said higher self, so that everybody would know what I'm talking about, for those who may not know what the Ori is. But I trust your higher self to take better care of you than me. Another way that might really click in some people's brains, I trust God to take care of you better than I can ever take care of you. And so that for me is more of what the kind of presence that I'm talking about. Glad to hear that. Thank you. Okay, this is very good. I like the way you said this. I don't give what I can't afford to lose. I check in with myself first. That is like a key self-care practice, and just being okay with it. Because I can assure you, Ocean Kimmy is like the cost would not it would not be worth what I'm gonna have to do. And those are some lines that I started drawing too with people. You know, at some point, I started thinking, I don't want to go help with every initiation, because I never come home and feel like I can just jump back into life. I come back tired and worn out because I've given so much. And I just thought, I got to come back home and take care of my kids and stuff. Maybe I do some stuff, but some things I'm not, if I get drained. Or, sometimes it's been volunteer opportunities. Baby, folks will voluntold you for a lot of stuff, right? As a stay-at-home mom, when my kids were younger. And I just started saying, if it takes me away from my kids, not doing it. Here's an Odu. Um, Hold on one second, y'all. I'm gonna bring it back up. I just want to show y'all. It's an Odu that comes from Ogunda. Ogunda is a wisdom text out of the Nigerian Ifa tradition. It's the wisdom. Where is it? And so I love what Ogunda says. Where, one second, y'all. Here we go. Um, Let me just put this back up here. So Ogunda is the warrior, right? But let me show you what Ogunda speaks. I need to go down to Odu. Ogunda. Ogun helps us move past obstacles and to cut through the inner blocks that we face on the path toward our goal. Oh. The guiding instruction of this Odu is that abundance can be found at home. Any struggle which pulls the person who receives this Odu away from home is pulling them away from their destiny. And for me, um, home is you. Home is what you're responsible for. Home is what you have agency and sovereignty over. It's not always just the family. I do believe it is the family, like taking care of, because the family is like the home base. But family for you may be you and your pet, right? Family for you is whatever you consider it to be. And so, yes, taking care of the home and the family, but even within the home and the family, there's still this notion of I know what I'm in charge of, and then I got to let everybody else be responsible for themselves. But home is also when you go to work, what are you in charge of? Like, are you taking care of other people's stuff more than you taking care of your stuff? And then your work isn't getting done, and now you're behind, but they're ahead because you wouldn't help them, which is good to help people. But let's just remember what Ocean Kimmy said. I got to find it. I don't give what I can't afford to lose. I check in with myself first. Ogunda is the energy of the warrior. It's like this energy of one, the beginning. It's moving forward. It's not looking to the right, to the left. It's just going straight ahead. And so I find it so interesting that Ogunda is saying, take care of yourself first, given that this is a masculine energy and very warrior like. But that's what I would think Ogun is like, let's go fight this war. No, the guiding instruction is abundance can be found with you taking care of you. That's my interpretation for modern day times, modern day women. And giving too much of yourself is pulling you away from home. Over giving, even within the family. We always have to be focused on ourselves. In astrology, Ogunda is the same energy as Aries. And Aries in astrology represents the body. And so, it represents the self. And we want to be constantly asking, am I in alignment with my destiny? Like, is this taking me towards my destiny, or is this taking me away from my destiny? So let's go back to asking questions. All right, let's go back to asking questions. Simply ask the right questions believingly. What is taking me away from my destiny? What is taking me towards my destiny? All right. That's a question we want to ask ourselves on a regular basis. Let me go back down here. Okay. I recently had to learn that. Good, Kitty May. Giving until depleted, it's not profitable for anybody. Sometimes they just need to know they're not alone. Yes, that's true. Oh, I'm happy to hear that. 2020, the year to remember. There we go, Shannon. Mm-hmm. Mm. Be selfish. We have a negative connotation. The only meaning that something has is the meaning that we give it. Let's look up the definition of selfish. Selfish. Lacking consideration for others, concerned chiefly with one's own personal profit or pleasure. I guess it really does mean something, but we'll say it's self-loving. I'm just gonna be self-loving. I love myself, baby. I'm self-loving. But we did give selfish a negative connotation. Let's just be clear. Oh, for sure. I'm an all-in kind of mama. Don't get me wrong. However, mm, there was a point in time, very early in my children's lives, when I realized I control nothing. I don't control these people. I'm here to facilitate. Ah. Mhm. Mm. Yeah. Looking for your true home, Diza. Yeah, boundaries. Mm. Yeah. Okay, I see you still learning. Ah. It's interesting. I think we should all test this out. So, Ocean Kimmy is saying it, Still Learning is saying it. If we focus on ourselves, like what Natasha's talking about, what's the outcome? Can we at least test it out and see what that's like? Okay. Okay, so let's see here. We're gonna just finish this and then I want to look at Tina Turner's chart. So nothing is difficult for source, God, goddess, and perfection and balance is the nature of the source. How many of us really align with this day in and day out? If I'm connected to the source of all, then I'm connected to perfection and balance. And how do we keep reminding ourselves of this? Hmm? So we go back to this all laws are applied equally, universally, and unfailingly. Okay, I'm gonna actually erase that and put it in red because that I need y'all to I need us women of color to be living this truth right here. I don't like red. We're gonna leave it red for Ogun. We're gonna leave it red for Ogun. Ogun is like, hey, I want y'all to get this. All laws are applied equally, universally, and unfailingly. I need us to hold this. I need us to hold this. Okay. Ask the right questions, believingly and earnestly. I wonder what Tina Turner asked. That's funny. I love that the district manager in their lives. When you're the district manager, baby. Yeah. Oh, Sandy's over here now. Mm, yes. When we have boundaries, it really does teach others how to have boundaries. Okay. Let's pull up Tina Turner. Ooh, don't those grapes look good? It's been there since yesterday. I'm like, oh my gosh, these grapes look so good. Oh no, this is what I need to do. Tina Turner birth chart. We're gonna honor Tina Turner today. I can say, and if you want to say something about Tina Turner, I can say that, oh, okay. I can say that, man, of course, being a girl watching Tina Turner this is weird. Wow. I'm going to tell y'all something. But yeah, watching her as a girl was everything. And then when I got on my spiritual journey, one of the things that I did was I was like, well, if she chanted Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, I'm gonna do the same thing. So y'all remember I told y'all that I had been feeling off centered yesterday. And so one of the things I did was I sit outside and talked to my neighbor, and he was telling me about his friend. And I said, where is she from again? And guess what he said? Brownsville, Tennessee. I'm telling y'all, I did not know it was Tina Turner. I had no idea. I had not been thinking about Tina Turner. But yesterday was so weird. And now it's confirmation for me. I was tapped into Tina Turner, was going back home. November 26, 1939. Wow. Mm. Let me just type her stuff in real quickly. I have to reuse these because I mean I will forget and then have all my little slots taken up. Uh, what time was it? 10:10 p.m. That's some accuracy right there. 10, 10. Didn't I see 10:10 p.m.? Yes. And she was born in Brownsville, Tennessee. This is crazy. Oh my God. I forgot about that. Tina Turner, she left this. She was like, I'm from someplace else, baby. Brownsville, Tennessee. Did they say what is this? We got Brownsville in one county and Brownsville in another county. Come on now, Tennessee, do better. Let me just do it this way. Do better, Tennessee. I'm gonna go. For, I'm gonna go for Haywood. I don't know which one it was. They're not that far apart. So okay, Tina Turner. But yeah, I used to chant Nam Yo Horenge Kyo. It worked too. I just like listening to it. Sometimes I just get so winded when I chant like that. It's like, can I just listen to it? I just want to see transits. Where? Oh, she's got Saturn over here in the eighth house. So that could indicate one of the. This is Tina Turner. Wow. Look at her, Leo. Okay, yeah, I'm lost in it. Okay. That's right. Mhm. Okay. Yes. Mm. Wow. Oh. Mm. Yes. Yes, yesterday. Tina Turner transitioned yesterday. Oh. Yes, I love her mantra. I have listened to it in the past, actually. Yeah, it may have felt like if she transitioned at like 2 a.m. in the morning, for Switzerland where she was, then that could be the day before on our date. So, okay. So, just kind of touching on it, we see she was a Leo rising, amazing. And her sun is in Sagittarius. Let's hear it for all of the Sagittarius and the Leos. So she had a lot of fire. She even had Saturn up here in Aries and her moon Gemini. Okay, okay. So, with this rising sign being in Leo, no question, she was an entertainer. She's iconic, having this Pluto, powerful, very powerful presence, intensity, because that's what Pluto will bring. But, you know, Leo is fashionable and it's a sign that is about entertainment and having fun. It's a leader type of energy. So, that is interesting about her. And then let's see here, Leo, Sag. And so this ascendant sign has Leo in it and it also has Sagittarius. And so Sagittarius is like high philosophy, is that person where everyone is kind of like, this person is wise. I want to go and hear the person talk or ask them for, wise counsel. And it's all about being is multicultural. It embraces other cultures. It could be religious, in a bad way, but it's definitely like someone who probably has some life philosophy or religion that they live by. So we could even attribute her, like, her steadfastness and just her work in Buddhism. I actually don't know everything that Tina Turner has done, but also just her amazing attitude. She was caught up in that abusive marriage, and she would find a way to just keep her mind headed in the right direction. Very goal oriented. Sagittarius is a goal oriented type of sign. And so, but that's because they think high, visionary, right? So, and it's apparent she was a visionary, because when she got a divorce, she was like, I don't want nothing but my name. She could see, she knew her greatness, right? And she could see, I'm not going to be haggling over stuff. All I want is my name, because she knew what she could do with that name. Wow, I have chills. And then the 17th degree, let's see here, Sag, Capricorn, and then let's see here. Okay, so this one is going to be Aquarius. So she really had some futuristic. Oh, also Aquarius makes you different. So we think about how different she looked. Just she's flashy. She's out there. She was eccentric. She even had she's a beautiful woman, but she even had a different look about her. Just something unique. She had a very unique look about her. Um, and so yeah, that's on point. And then down here in the fifth house, oh my gosh. So when we think fifth house, you can think Leo. So it's like she has a double portion of Leo, because no, a triple portion of Leo. I'm going to tell you why. Because the sun is Leo. This fifth house is Leo, because that's what sets the tone of the fifth house, Leo. Okay. So she's a Leo rising. Her sun is in the fifth house. The sun is Leo, fifth house. That's a lot of Leo-esque. Like, this woman was born to perform exactly like what we see. And also you can tell she, just like this infinite amount of energy. Um, she could sing. So she has Mercury there. She could sing. She has Venus there. She could dance. Wow. Just wow. Um, So and also good fortune, even though there was a maybe internally there could have been, this tussle, and um also being drugged back by the community, sort of like, well, you got to do it this way for the community. And her thing always was, I may not have kept up with every detail of her life, but I remember her being like, I get to do whatever I want to do. I'm not going to be pigeonholed. And so that's when she became the queen of rock and roll. But there could have been that pull, but still, she has indications here where no matter how tugged she kind of felt on the inside, and some of it could have been emotional, some emotional stuff going on. She was always gonna kind of break through and do really, really well in life. Let's see here, Sagittarius, Capricorn, boss. She has boss energy, especially with her having her career point. This MC appears her career point. Boss. Oh, look, shut the front door. She is having her Uranus return. This explains a lot. Where's Uranus? On the 19th degree. Why did she leave right now? She saw her Uranus return and she was like, I'm done. I'm out. Made it to Uranus return. You have to be her age in order to experience a Uranus return. It's going to happen around age 84, give or take. But that's part of another reason. Why did Tina Turner live now or leave now? Uranus return. Uranus return, Wow, that's something else to look at right there. But yeah. Mm. Okay. So that sun being down here, oh, she has boss energy because she has planets up here. And then just this Uranus, it was like, you're gonna do something different. You're gonna be a trailblazer. You're gonna do something because Uranus is something that's different, trailblazer, that kind of thing. Woo. Wow. Okay, then her moon is over here in Gemini. And so, you know, the moon in Gemini, definitely quick with the speaking, even the way she spoke was like really, really fast. She didn't speak with a southern drawl like some people do when they come from down here in the South. She ain't speak with no drawl. No, she was always very speaking very quickly, very fast. Um, and so, but when you have a moon that's an air or fire sign, sometimes the rough things that happen, they don't affect you like people who have they say a watery moon, a lot of watery energy. It could just really emotionally like stop them. But sometimes when you have fire and air for your moon, it actually gives you some toughness that you just don't receive things emotionally the same way as people who are a little bit more emotional. I even say the earth signs can be touched a little bit more than the fire and the air moons. Let's see here. So her moon is here. Wow. And that makes her somebody who is on a big stage. So she has indications of being someone who stands out. Where is she going to stand out? She's going to stand out over here on this big stage. So that moon being there is really interesting. But I will say, it was like there was a time when she had to navigate being a part of a group, and then there was a time when she was the lead. So I'm sure those are kinds of things. She had to been into community activism because the 11th house is community activism. So she had to be into community activism um or collectives. She was just somebody who really did care about, you know, there's a bigger cause. So something that's interesting is she has Chiron here in the 12th house. So anytime I see something like Chiron, Pluto, Saturn in the 12th house, or any planet really in the 12th house, something could be off because the 12th house is this house of subconscious mind, and it's something that's hidden. And a lot of times it's a source of our sabotage, which sabotage is no judgment, is more of like a recognizing that I'm holding myself back in some way. Um, and it's something that needs to be healed, not that you're a bad person, because everyone sabotages themselves at times. But anywho, yeah, this Chiron here would let me know. I don't know. I wish I did know more about her. I just don't keep people's stuff like this in my mind because I cannot. It's not my thing. I don't keep history like this. But I never really remember hearing much about her mom. But I wonder, does anyone know what was going on with her mom? Was her mom just like kind of detached? Because it could be that she had a detached mom, but she received some wounding early, like maybe it's an ancestral, something from the family wounded her. And it may have been something that she kind of really had to work. Once she was able to get through that, then it's just like Chiron. It became her superpower. It wasn't something that sabotaged her. It was something that resourced her, and she could use it to help make the world better. Another thing is, well, we always say Leos have a pretty challenging time because they have the fourth house, Scorpio on the fourth house. That makes life rough. Early life can be very rough for some Leos, not all, but for some, it can be very, very rough. And so even this South Node being down here, I could see how this was around the time that she was going to leave. We had that that last eclipse. No, the first eclipse of the spring was at 20. I think it was 28 degrees, 27 degrees of Aries, maybe 29 degrees of Aries. It was 29 degrees of Aries. And so you can see with her nodes being there, it activated the node that is draining things. So, I bet you there, if we could find out what happened, I bet you there was a significant shift around April. Um, but when we look at where Mars is, because Mars rules this house, it's in a rough spot. Like she got this is rough. Mars in the eighth house, that could be very traumatic. Something traumatic happened. Um, It's no telling what kind of trauma she had. I got to read about her now. And then she has Lilith there. Where were you disempowered? Maybe she was sexually abused. But definitely abuse is here in her chart. Now we'll say having Jupiter and Pisces, that's the natural placement for Jupiter. Um, so that's helpful so that Jupiter doesn't totally wreck her, but it could have blown up, like expanded stuff that she didn't really want in her life. But by the same token, when people have this placement in the eighth house, it may be a lot of trauma, but then you become a powerful healer. It's like whatever happens, it helps you to regenerate and become stronger. This is the Phoenix rising house. So sometimes we see people with this placement where they have something in the eighth house, and you're just like, this person is like a cat. They have 9 lives. When you think it's going to take them out, it doesn't take them out, and they come out stronger. That's the beauty of having the eighth house, but it's very challenging initially. Um, but we have Saturn here on. Let's see here. Saturn is on the 6th degree, so it already passed over her Mars, so it's activating this house. Oh, the eighth house has to do with death, so it's activating this eighth house. It's still activating this Lilith. It's just this eighth house is very activated. Even just Saturn being there is activating it, and so um, I think Saturn, it being there, it will weaken where it is, y'all. Saturn is a very powerful planet that can bring you mastery, but if you have health issues, I'm finding that's when Saturn will take you. That's what happened with my friend's daughter. When I saw Saturn going to her first house and her ascendant was real close to the beginning, along with Chiron, I think. I was like, man, I'm hoping and praying for the best, but this does not look good because if you're weak, Saturn just makes you weaker. And so I can imagine she started having a decline ever since March. Also, maybe there was like a turn and then it turned for the worst in April or something like that. Huh. With her being Sag, I did want to say this with her being Sag, like, first of all, living in another country all of these years, Venus, she might want to be with someone who's from a different culture, is another indication of that. Um, yeah. And then, of course, she traveled so much with her job. So, me too. Yeah. She's on there on YouTube. Ah, 6 hours ahead of y'all. Okay. Hmm. Okay. I love that. She had to be her own hero. Huh. Yeah. She has so much fire, and the arrows and the bow from her Sag is just, yes, infinite wisdom and power. Yes. And love too. Yeah. Very creative. Yep. Yeah. She's going to be amazing. You did good, Sandy, with explaining it. She did an amazing work. True. Gemini moons love people. What? Her mom was closer to Ike. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes, Chiron becomes the superpower. That's very important. Chiron in the eighth house. Yep. Yep. Challenging. Cheers to Tina. Yeah. The eighth house is no joke. So, in honor of Tina Turner, let's do an African goddess rising oracle pull. And then we're going to go on ahead and go about our day, queens. Interesting. Oh, I love this so much. This is so Tina Turner. Ashe Ya. Ashe Ya. This stands for joy. Okay. Ashe Ya. Wait a minute. 16. So, this is what Tina Turner says for us. It says, Goddess Asashe Ya rules life and death as the joyful crone, celebrated as Mama Earth. Her energy is loving, fertile, and nurturing. And her name, oh my gosh, her name is invoked at major life transitions. Didn't I say this was from Tina Turner? Wow. And her guidance is this. This is what Tina wants us to know. Your happiness matters. Joy is sacred. Your laughter waters the earth. What else does Tina, Queen Mother Tina, want us to know? She says, you deserve to be happy. It is safe for you to feel good. Allow yourself to feel joy with no limits. This is self-love. Didn't we talk about that when Natasha said she's being selfish? We said, no, we're being self-loving. Wow. Your happiness doesn't need to look like anyone else's. If you can't imagine it, you won't be able to live it. So she says, do giggle therapy break. Close your eyes and see yourself joy-filled. Now, laugh with your mouth and your eyes wide open. Try it to release feel-good endorphins. And so her goddess declaration for us, this is what Mama Tina Turner has for us. I feel like me when I'm happy. Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm in awe. I'm in awe over that reading, y'all. I get wowed. I just get wowed. Okay, let's do here. Turn the music on and we're going to head on out. Okay, that's good. I'm glad to know that. Chiron, I'm going to show you. Okay. Chiron is right here. It's that K with the little circle at the end. That's Chiron. It's a place of wounding, but it's also a place of, to a certain degree, power. Oh, I'm like trying to figure out how to. Yep, some people identify with Chiron. You're welcome. No, it's okay. Cancer. Okay. Got you. Okay. That's a good one. Everyone has a Chiron. Is that what you mean? Everyone has a Chiron. So y'all can see what Dee's is putting down there, and y'all can connect inside of the goddess community. If you're there, you can find Deeza there. She's in there as Bella. Is it Bella? Isabella. Aw, thank you for being here, Sandy. I'm glad that you were able to check in. Sending you lots of love and hugs, Mama. All right, Queens. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate you. And I'm going to be releasing a video this weekend on what is our life purpose? What if it's really something else that maybe some of us haven't thought about? So thank y'all for being here. I appreciate you. And we'll connect soon. Mwah.